support of Jim's statement here as I just continue to process this. As I see it in my mind, the issue would be different if board members were involved in dealings that were individual to them and that other members of the community did not have an opportunity to participate in. That doesn't seem to me to be the case here. All of us have the opportunity to sign leases or not sign leases. And then the board is. Excuse me? Well, you can have your turn to speak in a minute. The companies are here. If you want to lease, talk to them. They'll let you know whether they want you or not. But I have an opportunity to, haven't yet, but I've talked to both companies. I would educate me otherwise. This isn't just singular to them. They're not going to stand alone to benefit from this. The community as a whole stands to gain from some of this, or lose by those people that have that opinion. But as far as voting for that they won't stand to gain anything alone here. So.
Stand up, please.
If a citizen,
could you say your name?
Bill France, if a citizen or an advisory committee presents a police ordinance of any type to the board, my question, I guess, is if there is a conflict of interest with a board member on whatever that may be, would that be a time where that should be considered as far as accepting to even look at that proposed ordinance?
I hear you. I just, and I don't want this to come across the wrong way, but it's just premature, really. And I can't really comment, because if I give you an answer, it's really based on a hypothetical that has really not a lot of concrete information, mainly because we don't know at this point what's going to happen. So I appreciate where you're coming from, and if you had more details to add to the hypo, I'm sure you'd give it to me. We don't have those details, so we just can't answer that tonight.
So, does that mean that when we do come up to an issue that's not hypothetical, we have to call you back in for an opinion?
I don't think you have to call me ever. I don't think so. You can call me if you want to, but I guess I don't.
Or the township?
The township can, I guess, seek out legal advice whenever it sees fit. And they've done that, and that's why I'm here tonight. Okay. So, if the township's inclined to seek out legal advice on whether there's a conflict or whether they can do anything legally, they can certainly call me up, and I'll give them advice at that point. But and this is not just for Ogden Township here tonight, February 28th. I mean, typically when I go to board meetings for municipal clients, I just can't answer hypotheticals. It's just not good for you because it might be a misleading answer if facts change. So I just can't answer those sort of hypotheticals, and I hope you appreciate why that is.
Jim and Phyllis, you you told this room about 2 months ago that you would abstain from any voting that was a conflict of interest. Do you still stand by that?
I don't remember making that statement.
Yes, you did.
You looked me right in the eye and said,
Specifically on what?
On wind energy discussions. He was very clear in the meeting.
I think I would answer that one if the time comes for an ordinance. I mean, if we proceed.
I'm sorry?
I guess I don't remember stating that, so.
Well, we have it on record. I'm sure we can put it back. Do you stand by that?
I guess this one I have no comments.
How about you, Phil?
No, I'm not going to comment on that this time.
Kevin Decatur. The question is begged because of the prior one for those who by reason of their own personal choice, may not have signed the lease because they've made a personal choice not to sign a lease. They've taken a position as well. Should they abstain from voting on wind energy related matters as well? It doesn't seem to me to make that much sense.
Lynette Van Camp, well, the difference is these are people that we voted into office, but once you sign something that you are going to gain monetary interest from it, then I think that shows that you do have that interest and you should probably remove yourself.
Just a minute, I got one in the back first.
It's public comment time?
Yes.
Okay, then just to answer that, and I buy that argument if they alone, if they stand to gain something that I don't have the opportunity to, that they own property, that's the only property that's anybody's interested in, and they stand to make something at my expense where I don't have the opportunity to, I buy that entirely. Most of the community here has the opportunity to invite those company people over. And pull the maps out and look at them. I saw them. I saw the stuff from other places where they've had work and saw how the layouts were and saw how the lines ran. And I've read and seen articles and seen the pictures of things that have malfunctioned in some kind of way, and things do break down. They don't stand to gain at my expense. I have the same opportunity that they do. That's the difference that I see.
We had one more. Harry, you were,
Yeah, Harry Jones, how are we supposed to be gaining on something we don't even know if we're gonna get? We don't even know where the windmill is gonna be. We don't know if we're getting a windmill. So Jim or either one, my wife, we don't know if we're getting a windmill, so how can they be a conflict of interest when we don't even know if we're getting one? Just because we signed the lease, don't mean you're getting a windmill.
Still get money.
If you don't think we're not all gonna pay for this, then you're nuts, because we all are. If the subsidies for this went away, these people would disappear. These people would disappear. We're all paying for it as taxpayers through the subsidies. And we're gonna pay for it by lower property values. Nobody's gonna wanna buy your house. If you think they are, I see Dr. Boyd put his on the market already. Can't wait to get it gone so he can get out of here before they come out. So we're all paying for it.
Kevin?
I guess maybe Mrs. Boyd will have to speak to herself. Having just discussed that with her tonight, that's not the issue. I'll let her speak to that. I had no desire to move either. I desire to stay here and invest in the community, invest in my property. That's why I signed an oil lease too. I might have expected more uproar from the oil companies coming through than I would. This really surprises me. I prefer to have the option as a taxpayer in this community to be able to utilize my property as I see fit in ways that are legal and under the laws that are currently in effect. And I know this is America, and so I encourage the freedom of speech and the exchange of ideas. Just want to be careful not to make it personal, because from the time that we stepped into my father-in-law's estate to the time that we got things, and even now after some leases have been signed, property values haven't gone down any. Property's worth more now. The housing isn't, but the property is. The farm property is worth more.
Oh, shit.
We have one back there first. Just a minute, go ahead.
Gretchen Boyd, Lynette, we're not selling our house, have anything to do with winter clothes. If I could put one on my property, then I would. I'm moving for totally different reasons.
State your name, please.
My name is Dale Duttridge. I'm with WLMB, TV 40. My concern is a little different than what's been voiced here, so I'd like to ask if the board is entertaining the possibility of coming up with ordinances. Because our concern is our transmitter tower that is one township over, and a lot of the proposed windmill sites, according to what's filed with the FAA, would be in the path of our signal, and So we're concerned with what kind of regulations are gonna come out of this. So I guess my question is, just in general, to the board, are you planning on coming up with police power ordinances, or are you entertaining that, or any opinions on that?